everyone to May. We're nearly halfway through the year. This is so exciting. I apologize that I'm late with this. I seem to do that a lot running a family, so I'm going to intend to put out the full moon reading next week so that I'm a week ahead in case I find that with family responsibilities and stuff like that that I'm running a little bit late. Now, this month you can see we've got the new moon. It will always be a new moon when you see the moon and the sun sitting in the same house together in the same degrees. First house, Aries, and it's in Krittika Nakshatra. So this video is going to be a little bit different where I can actually reflect what I went through with the new moon and the shifts and changes that I felt, which I have actually wanted to do. So this is kind of cool that universe intercepted and there was delays, and now I get to do the reading from a post new moon perspective. The energy is still around at the moment, so anybody that watches this and wants to implement new intentions for the next 2 weeks before the full moon, this is a period of action. That's what new moons are. And it's great because it's in Aries, which is ruled by Mars. It's the sign of action, physical activity, taking, physical steps forward in the direction that you want to go, leading on from last month's full moon and the last couple of months theme of, we came through the Vedanta gateway in the 10th house as those planets were jumping through from Pisces into Aries. And now you can see that they've kind of dispersed themselves. Venus and Mercury have moved into Taurus in the second house. Rahu's there too. And you've got Mars in Gemini in the third house. And we've still got, obviously, you've got Saturn is going to go retrograde. I believe it's either the 23rd or the 25th this month. So you'll notice those energies starting to shift and change as it moves backwards in Capricorn. Jupiter, again, is in Aquarius this month, sitting there with Neptune. And we've got Ketu sitting all by itself down in Scorpio in the 8th house. So let's jump into the new moon. So this month's energy, Krittika, is it's the star around I want to say harsh communication, but it's very much taking action. It is it's represented by the sword. It's cutting away. If you were in a room with someone who has very strong Krittika energy, they will be the person that will stand up and be like, no, and reality, truth bombs, going through. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come through the most graceful speech, but it's definitely going to be there. So whether you had a harsh conversation with yourself, being faced with truth and reality over the last, unfolding days before the new moon, yesterday, today, over the next coming days, that's what the Krittika energy is. It's a great time to really reflect on, okay, what do I need to cut away? What do I need to change? Whether it's people, environments, habits. For myself personally, I know exactly what I need to do and what's holding me back from the next quantum leap into the next phase of life, which is really exciting. And it involves a lot of physical activity and taking action. So I'm going to get started on that today. Make sure that you're setting intentions for what you want to see come about before the next full moon as well. And obviously these energies, they play out over the year when we can look at them on a broader scheme, but on a smaller scheme, this next 2 weeks is really about taking action and cutting away things that are no longer serving you. Looking at Venus and Mercury sitting in the second house of family, income, with Rahu there's a sense of obsession because you've got Rahu and Mercury in a really tight conjunction there. So you might be obsessively journaling, writing. It might have something to do with your income as well. Rohini, I believe, now I'm not going to make any predictions because I don't have my notes here today. I've just gone rogue. And with Venus there, it's a very creative energy around your family, obsession around things around the home. And I know for myself specifically, we are thinking about moving. So it's like, how do I want to create the space? I'm really cutting down things in our home, at the moment, and wanting to make it as simple and clean and clear as possible. I am actually, even though I'm in the universe and the galaxy right now in real time, I'm actually sitting in my son's room and there is clutter in the shelves next to me. So I'm going to cut it down, make it super simple. So there's just one book or one toy in each little shelf. So it's really clear, simple, and get creative on that. So yeah, and there's an obsession about it because you've got the magician, you've got Rahu in there. That's, yeah, when you think about, okay, what is it that you really want to be achieving in this life? That's the Rahu energy. So that's where your focus and your tendencies will be for the next 2 weeks. Mars sitting in the house of communication, media, in Gemini, it really brings up more of that energy. So taking action, the warrior, the soldier in your communication. So again, when you look back to this new moon with Krittika, be very careful around your speech and how you speak to people. I think it's best to probably take a step back, take a breath, observe, think about your response if you feel triggered by anything specifically. But definitely in regards to business, if you want to step out into the world and you're taking action. I know for myself, when I shared a live a couple of days ago, this is my cool rocking chair. You can see my cosmic rocking chair. That it was like harsh truths, and I dropped an S bomb in the video because I really want to be even more authentic than I already am. The things that I think and I want to share, to a certain level of, we filter ourselves because we want to appear more professional in our businesses. But to be honest, I just want to be completely 100% myself. So I was just talking about, and you can check that out on my Facebook page if you want to see the video. I'm not going to tell you what I said. If you're curious and want to know more, Chelsea Sonka, A Limbs Living, that's on Facebook. Yeah, and then obviously, you've got Ketu sitting in the eighth house in Scorpio here in Jester. The energies of Ketu, it's like what you have already mastered. And my gut's telling me over the past 2 weeks, where we go back to, like if your obsession and your focus for the next 2 weeks is up on wealth and family, creativity, communication in the second house, then where if you feel burnt out in that area over the next 2 weeks, or you've gone a little bit too hard and heavy over up there, you will drop back into Ketu, or it might be what you're pushing back or resisting on, or what you feel you've already mastered. So this Ketu sitting in the house of, it's the vulnerable point. It can be partners, income from partners' family, mysticism, hidden things, secrets, and Ketu's here, so it can be loss around things like that. So perhaps whether it be things about yourself, hidden things coming to light, or hidden things coming out into the world that are maybe out of your control, loss of hidden things, so to speak. So in a sense, like that might, depending on the perspective that you come at it from, it could seem scary, but it can also be very freeing at the same time. So all I really feel when I tune into the chart, like if I was going to pull out a card or something, I have no doubt about it that this month would be about freedom and action. And, the word of this particular new moon is no bullshit, clean up your shit, let go, surrender, release, and sit in observation if you are not sure about the direction that you need to take. And another big theme that was coming out in the past week that has been in conversations I've been in is about knowing your heart's truest desire, because your subconscious knows it, but your conscious mind might not. So the more that you sit in meditation or let yourself go, have a funny conversation with someone about something absolutely ridiculous, do something spontaneous or out of the ordinary, allow yourself to release and let go. Or you could just do a really big fart, in a public place, and, laugh at yourself about something like that, something you wouldn't normally do, and become your own best friend. I heard Sadhguru say yesterday in a video that, if you don't enjoy being on your own or you get bored, you're obviously in really bad company. So it's about strengthening that relationship with yourself. So, and again, like I said at the beginning, that we've got Saturn in the 10th house about to go retrograde soon, and Jupiter in Aquarius in the 11th house of gains. Much happier there, obviously, and we'll go retrograde soon. Again, MC career point is still in Capricorn, so it's that, Saturn's working really hard, but also our career point, even though I was talking about the second house and Taurus before and making things beautiful, that we've really got this, we're working hard behind the scenes. We are very structured at the moment, even though it might feel a little bit chaotic, because if I would love to hear your input in the comments um, you know, personal messaging me, especially if these videos are helpful for you, that can you feel the energetic shift on a global scale, that there is a cutting away. You've probably heard about the new earth, the reality shifts that are happening, especially that started last year, but you can feel it going into a deeper level right now. Whether you feel like you're in a shedding phase or whether you feel like you're being propelled forward, it's all happening simultaneously. And I would really love to hear your thoughts on the matter if you love watching these videos, because I love making them for you. Okay, so I just wanted to share really quickly at the end of this video. So the full moon that will be on the 26th of May at 9:13 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time will be in Scorpio, sitting with Ketu in conjunction in the star of Anuradha, except Ketu will be in Jesta. And a lot of the themes around that is it's the star of camaraderie. So a lot of coming together of that energies of working with others, um, for a common goal, friendship, love, I feel those energies very much of kind of like, oh, wow, like we get to talk about this, or going deep into mysticism because it's in Scorpio, deep waters, which also represents the eighth house. And again, with Ketu sitting in Jester, that first preeminent, excellent Dominion senior Jester star, that it's very much themes of, okay, this is what I master in mysticism, working together with others for a common goal. And it's funny because this morning I had a conversation with a group of people about doing something like that. So it'll be really interesting to see how those timelines match up. Yeah, and then we've got some other planets going on for that next month. This new moon with Krittika, the star of fire, it's a burner of impurities, it's strategic, it's monumental deeds. It's also the cutter, cutting away with the knife. So we've got the Agni god, which is the deity that represents this one, and this particular star is ruled by the sun. So it's very much like I'm out there, I'm shining, I'm like, I'm just imagining someone in the bush, or the I've got it in my head. It's Croc Dundee when he goes through the bush with the machete knife and he's just cutting away at things around him so that he can clear his path and move forward. So that's a little bit of extra information I wanted to share about this month's new moon. And if you like this stuff, you can hit the bell notification, subscribe, like the video, or don't. At the end of the day, I'm still going to keep making them, but I'd love to share them with people that it really lights up. So that's my little share for this month. Apologies that it was late, and I will post up the full moon one next week, and would love to hear from you. So I'll leave it there. I'm looking forward to hearing from those of you that enjoy watching this, and can't wait to post the next one. All right, see you guys.